The remaining lockdown restrictions lifted by the UK as early as the start of the week failed to support the pound sterling. Investors remained skeptical about the worsening epidemiological situation around the world. In addition, due to weak economic data on retail sales in the UK, the British pound kicked off the current trading day with slight losses. On an annualized basis, UK retail sales growth moderated to 9.7% in June from 24.6% in the same period last year, while economists expected an increase of 8.2%. However, retail sales, excluding auto fuel, turned out to be worse than predicted. Investors chose a scenario implying disappointing statistics. Given that retail sales are considered to be one of the most important economic indicators, this suggests a slowdown in the UK economic recovery. As for the euro, it's standing still, although a preliminary estimate of business activity in the country exceeded analysts' expectations. In particular, the Eurozone Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index, which was supposed to drop to 62.5 from 63.4, declined to 62.6. The services PMI rose to 60.4 from 58.3, while economists predicted a 59.6. As a result, the flash composite PMI climbed to 60.6 from 59.5, although it was anticipated to advance to 60.1. Nevertheless, despite rather upbeat data, the common European currency was unable to gain in value. This can be attributed to the outcome of yesterday's meeting of the European Central Bank that failed to change the general dollar strengthening trend. Most likely, positive statistics on business activity just prevented the euro from extending losses. The pound sterling, on the contrary, was wound down by statistics. Retail sales contracted more than expected. Furthermore, flash PMI data showed a steep drop in business activity. Thus, the Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index was 60.4, down from 63.9, while economists expected it to hit 62.5. The services PMI, which was supposed to fall to 62.3 from 62.4, collapsed to 57.8 points. Thus, the composite indicator dropped to 57.7 from 62.2. Therefore, it came as no surprise that the pound sterling continued to lose in value. Nevertheless, the British pound still has a chance of strengthening. After all, US economic data is of a greater importance to market participants. Forecasts for business activity in the United States are rather pessimistic. The index in all sectors are expected to decline. This means that the US economy appears to be slowing down, which will definitely put pressure on the greenback. Yesterday, the euro-dollar pair was rather volatile. As a result, the quotes showed both upside and downside momentum. However, the price failed to break out of the range formed by the levels of 1.1750 and 1.1830. According to the trading chart, it can be seen that the price is moving near its weekly low, and there is a decrease in the volume of short positions. In this case, the best way to make a profit is to use the range breakout strategy on the 4-hour chart. As part of its technical correction from the variable pivot point of 1.3571, the pound-dollar pair reached the levels of 1.3750 and 1.38. In this area, the volume of long positions decreased, and as a result, the price started to move sideways. The trading chart shows that the zone between the levels of 1.3750 and 1.3800 continues to act as resistance. Thus, there is a likelihood of a trend change. If the price fixes below 1.3710, it will most likely extend weakness. Otherwise, the pound-dollar pair will continue to drift sideways. And that's all for now. We keep monitoring the financial market situation. Subscribe to our channel and see you in several hours. We will take a close look at the US trading session.